Welcome to our first episode of Las Patronas with
Alicia Mayoral.
and Luz Corral. And we are going to be talking a lot about business, but also a lot about our personal life. And we're going to bring some things out that I've been wanting to talk about. And I think that it's important for us to share that, yes, we are business oriented and we do a lot of business stuff, but we also are humans and we also have a regular life and we also have, disagreements and we also have issues with clients and whatnot. And I think those are things that people don't really talk about. So,
Yes, it's like people, because you see that you're a pretty girl, they think you don't fart, right?
mhm.
You always have that face that you have to carry in business and being professional, especially if you're a woman.
At the end of the day, this podcast is made for us to talk about finances, talk about our businesses, talk about the struggles, the success, the happy moments, the sad moments, talk about uh, what's it called? Anécdotas? How do you say that in
No
English?
sé esa palabra.
Oh, experiences that we've had of our own, with people that we consider our friends or family, and shit didn't work out. We want to bring the real Alicia and the real Luz out and really share that with you, because whatever things or whatever experiences we've gone through may help you either not make the same mistakes or actually follow your path, follow your passion.
So when we post this on the comments, make sure that you tell us what you want to hear.
This is going to be on our YouTube platforms. They're going to be on Instagram. They're going to also be a little bit of clips here and there on TikTok. So, share your comments. What do you want to hear? What do you want to learn about? What do you want to know more about us, more about business? And again, this is the place, this is our safe spot where we're going to be talking about everything and anything. So there's no such a thing as a taboo, conversation.
So
Should I
who are
start?
you? Who are you?
My name is Luz Corral. I am an immigrant from Mexico, Chihuahua, actually Parral, Chihuahua. I moved out here when I was 15 years old, went to high school in Costa Mesa, actually Newport Harbor High School, and graduated from there. I have been in the finance industry, not that I wanted to be, it was almost I stumbled upon. And I've been doing this since I was 18 years old. I was in the auto industry. So I've learned a lot about numbers, credit, and everything that has to do with finances, because we used to collect paycheck stubs and W-2s and everything. So I was in the car business for 8 years, got out of the car business, and started doing credit repair after a few years. And I've been doing credit repair for 14 years now. I'm a wife to my beautiful wifey here. And I have 3 kids with her, 3 step kids. We have 4 dogs, 1 in heaven and 3 that are still with us.
Why don't you say 2 stepdogs?
Because they're more my dogs than your dogs now.
Wow.
They call me mom.
Wow.
And my family, my parents are still in Mexico. They're still in Chihuahua. Most of my sisters actually live out here. I only have 1 sister and 1 brother that still live out there.
So my name is Alicia Mayoral. I am born and raised in LA. So I'm a California girl to the core. I grew up most of my life living in the housing projects. Raised by a single mother. Both my parents are Mexican immigrants. Very proud to say that. I'm very proud of my people and my community. I have 3 children. So for most of my career, I was a single mom. And so it taught me a lot about being resourceful, right? But I purchased my 5th home when I was about 25. I want to say it was 2005. So yeah, I was about to be 25 years old. And so I feel like I got a real fast-paced life. I had 3 kids by the time I was 26. I was like, go, 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 go. And then obviously you guys know the market crashed in 2008. And that year I actually made the most money I had ever made. And then come 2009, Shit hit the fan for me. I had a newborn baby. I went through a separation. Things just got real crazy. So that's what this podcast is going to be about. It's all of the lessons I've learned along the way, all of the lessons Luz has learned along the way, because I'm sure she'll share in the future all of her downfalls, which were many, just like me, and how we had to build ourselves all the way back up. And now we're here, right? And so being a single mom, growing up raised by a single mom, growing up raised as a Latina, first generation here, you learn a lot about saving money. You learn a lot about not having money and having to adjust and having to be resourceful. And so for me, that's one of the things that has been my biggest strength and weakness at the same time, because I am the type of person that is very cautious, right? I'm very cautious with my finances, and I've married someone that is not. And we're both very frugal, but she's much more like the daredevil, the one that's like, let's do this. And I'm like, I need another like 3 days of processing to see if I'm really going to invest, even $20,000 on this investment that I know for a fact, because I've done the numbers, is going to make us, more than double that. So that's another thing that I want to talk and share a lot about on this podcast, is getting out of that poor person's mindset. No matter how much money I have in my accounts and how much real estate I own, I constantly have to fight with that poor person's mindset. So you're not alone if you're one of those.
I think that there is a plus on that, because you are very cautious with your money. You are very cautious with your investments. And I respect that 110%. But it's also good to take risk. And in order for you to make money, you have to put money, So it's all super nice when you have all kinds of ideas, but if you don't put them to work, then they're just ideas. It's nothing, nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
So more of a, let's not have an idea. Well, if we have an idea, let's get to it. And that's one of my things that I have with multiple people, is that they come up to me with an idea. They come up to me with this and that, a project. And I'm like, all right, well, say no more and let's get to work. And then 5 days after, I'm like, okay, well, I have this, and that ready. What do you have ready? And they're like, wait a minute, it was just a thought. Well, I don't work like that. I have to get to work like immediately.
With that said, though, I think that that's a big balance for us. It could be a disadvantage and an advantage, just like us both being business owners. So yeah, Las Patronas is going to be about, us being business owners for so long and learning a lot of things and really wanting to teach others things that it's taken us so long to learn. It's costed us so much money to learn, and it's cost us relationships. It's cost us headaches. It's cost us nights of not sleeping. And we love to share it to the point where you won't have to go through that. I did real estate and owned my own business, 15 years before I met you, something like that. And you had your own business also for most of your life. And so when we collaborated in this blueprint project, we had a lot of advantages, because I knew how to run the real estate department part and the real estate investment part and everything that had to do with real estate. It also came from a perspective of a realtor and a lender. A lot of our clients, affiliates, are actual lenders and other realtors that bring people to us that need our help with establishing credit, with credit repair, with being able to purchase or refinance a house because their credit is not where it needs to be. And I set it up in the way that it will be the most beneficial to our main clients, which are not just everyday people, but realtors and lenders. And I'm excited and happy to bring more business to them. And it helped me the first year alone when I started working with the credit repair business and with Luz, the credit expert. It helped me generate an additional 10 deals that first year. And so I was like, how exciting to be able to do that for other lenders and other colleagues and other realtors that I work with. Because one of the things that we struggle with is time management. We're on the road, we're with clients every single day. Our calendars are booked. So we want to be able to help everybody, but we don't always have the time. So it's pretty cool that you can literally just connect Luz or one of her credit experts with your clients, because I have clients for many years that they trust in me and everything. So I can go ahead and say, hey, can you take care of this client or this client's child, niece, nephew, aunt, whatever, neighbor? and she will take them on and 110% give them the most honest opinion. Sometimes we can help them. I trust in her that she's not going to sell them something that's not going to be a benefit to them, and that she'll tell them it's best that you do this, this, and this for free. You know, who's going to do that? Who's going to take care of my clients? And so we established your blueprint to be very oriented on helping our clients and making our clients number one. And that's why we're part of the Better Business Bureau. And our reviews are outstanding all over the platforms, Google, Yelp, Facebook, everywhere. And that to me speaks louder than words. I know there are some credit companies out there that are bigger and do more sales than us, but we're not sales oriented. We are literal customer service oriented. And I love that, because that stands for what my culture is in my real estate part. And then Luz's experience is untouchable. Like, I love the fact that I know that anyone I send to you is taken care of, like if I would be taking care of that myself. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I'm kind of sick and tired of everyone calling themselves a boss and it being like some sort of trend.
It is a trend.
Being a business owner, you're really not a boss. Like, you are working for all of your clients,
And all of your employees.
and all of your employees run you ragged. I've owned my own business for so many years, and I've never felt like on top of the world. Like, I've never felt the right to be like, you need to do this. And everybody thinks it's easy to be a business owner, and it's not. We work on the weekends. I worked right before having surgery, right after. Like, I was supposed to take time off for my hysterectomy, and I didn't.
It's, to say it, it's so easy, but to actually do it, it's so hard. You know how many people I've met that, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on my own, and da, 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 da. And all of a sudden they are going hard at it for a week, 2 weeks. And then the third week, they don't even answer their phone. They're out of business. I mean,
Like,
you
it took
and
them
I,
longer to put together the font for their
logo.
for their logo than what the business was. Yeah,
It's
valid.
because it's not easy.
It's
And it's okay, because if it was easy, then everyone will be doing it,
Yeah.
right? You don't have that cushion. You don't have that security of the, hourly
the
job.
corporation, yeah.
The corporate, you go home and you forget about work, or you don't take your work with you, or your 401k, your benefits, or your insurance. I mean, just as it is, when you're 1099, you have no insurance. You have to buy your own insurance. And that's if you can afford it. And for the most part, small business people, that when we first started, we can't afford a $500
I'm not deductible.
insurance.
Yeah, monthly payment. Yeah.
So it's so hard to run your own business.
Yeah.
Sometimes people make it even harder on you, because it's hard to be the person who has to make decisions, who has to have those conversations, who has to interview and let people go, because no matter what, you can't make everyone happy. So it's not to discourage anyone out there, but it's just to be like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Because this is not going to be easy. It's not going to be something like, oh, I'm going to open my own business. I'm going to make $20,000 a month and I'm good. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do this, because that's all we see on social media.
Right.
The
Right.
popping bottles.
I'm taking the private jets. I'm walking by the beach, and I'm making all this money as I'm walking on the beach, which, yes, we do make passive income, and it's amazing to do that. That's why I joined EXP. I love passive income. I love that I am a shareholder of the company I work for, which no other real estate company had ever offered before EXP. But there are, just like there are blessings and there are great parts of, pros of being a self-employed or being your own boss, there's also a lot of cons, a lot of bad parts about it, and that's what it's okay to share. It's okay to share that it's not always the easiest, because I don't think anybody really does.
And it's life in general, right? Because, I mean, like I said before, what you see now was not always that
Yeah.
in the past. So let's be real. We went through our struggles, financial, physical, morally, spiritually. I mean, every single
With our
struggle that we get
relationship.
with our relationship, we still go through shit, that people don't talk about, you don't see on social media, but you keep that image, that you want to, for the people behind the screen. So that's the thing that I'm very like that want to talk about. Like, we don't have a guaranteed salary. We don't
Yeah.
have a annual salary that we are guaranteed. No, we are chasing the cheese on a daily basis. It's the truth. We are here to make commission every single day. And where we're at right now is just an impact, or it's just an actual result of the struggles, of the hard work, of waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, me riding a bike to work when I was 16, 17 years old, all the way from Costa Mesa to Newport Beach. It was cold. I was scared. Me actually migrating from a different country to a different to a new country, to a new language, to new habits, new everything, to being like alone, not knowing, where I was going to go next. I couldn't even be really like close with my cousins because they were doing drugs, they were having sex, they were doing the things that my sister always told me, I don't want you to do all of that. So I was so scared to actually associate myself with my own family, you know? I mean, the results of where we're at right now is actually the struggles that we been through, because I didn't have an amazing life. I didn't have a pretty life. I didn't have a parent to help me or to give me anything to this point. I am the one providing. It's not like they provide for me, and I'm happy to do that because I do it out of the kinds of my heart. Yeah, I mean, with any profession, I think that it's always good to think outside of the box and to put yourself as the person who you are having the conversation on the phone with. I always tell my clients, and I know it sounds a little bit of cliche, but it's like, if you were my brother, if you were my sister, this is what I would do. If I were you, this is what I would do. And sometimes it's not what they want to hear, because everybody wants to hear, the nice part of it all. Everybody wants to hear all the good things and everything. But in reality, it's harsh, but you need to hear the reality, what's really is going to happen,
Yeah.
what the results are you really going to have. Because if you don't, then you're just setting up yourself for failure.
Yeah.
You don't want to paint an amazing future, an amazing outcome, and then all of a sudden it's not. I'd rather just tell you the truth, how things are going to go. And believe it or not, some clients don't sign up with us because of that.
Because you
And they
tell them
sign
the
up,
truth and you don't
yeah,
sugarcoat it.
they sign up with other people because they told them that the impossible was going to happen. Most of them do come back, though.
Yeah.
Most
Same
of
with real
them do come
estate.
back.
They come back and they say, I know when we met, you told me this was going to happen, and now it's happened. This
Mhm.
realtor overpriced my property to get the listing, and now we're chasing the market. And you told me that I could sell it for 675, and I went with the one that told me 750, and now I'm down at 650, and I still don't have offers.
And that's exactly like dealing with a professional that, to be honest with you, has experience and thinks outside of the box. Because I don't personally like to deal with people that only focus on one thing only, and that's it. And if it doesn't happen within that box, it can't happen. There's always a way, if you really want to do something or get something done. When you deal with someone that has been in the auto industry, that has been in the collection industry, that has been in the credit repair, that has been in the mortgage industry, all of those things do count into experience when something arises, such as, hypothetically speaking, let's say a high auto payment, right?
Mhm.
And you can't qualify because your payment is too high. Then someone that doesn't have the experience might tell you, you don't qualify, you have to sell the car, you have to transfer the car, you have to do this, you have to do that. Someone like us is going to tell you, well, there are other things that we can do. That's thinking outside of the box and giving your client more options. Those options may not be the best, the most economical options,
Mhm.
but there is an option, and you have that opportunity to make a choice. And sometimes people don't give you that opportunity, right? So hey, you can't make everyone happy and you can't be friends with everyone, but at the end of the day, you have to look out for whatever is best for your client. And
Yeah.
whatever, and your client is that person who referred you that client. That your client is that person who actually trusted you with their services to help those individuals that are in need, you
Mhm.
know?
we're such a team. I love that about this office. Like that for when I interview agents that are joining the office, that's what I look for. I look for people that want to be part of a team, want to collaborate. I don't want any rude people here. I don't want any negative people here. And when I do have to have talks with my team members, I ask them, do you want to continue doing this? Are you happy here? Because if you say no, like, let's just end the conversation there. Like, I don't want someone dragging anyone down here.
Well, you can't expect employees or other people that are not part of the ownership of any company to actually put in the same kind of work that you put in, which we understood that, we both understand that.
It's the same thing with clients sometimes too. And that's something that we'll talk to you guys about too. You get to learn who you're able to help and who you're not. And we will kindly refund you your money and tell you that you're just not a good fit. I will kindly withdraw our listing agreement or our, buyer broker agreement and tell you and refer you to another agent and let you know that why this agent would be better fit for you, because we can't nobody is going to be a perfect fit with everybody, and that's important to do in your business, because you will love doing what you do if you surround yourself and you work with people that you love working with. If you're driving and like, I can't believe I have to go show these clients houses, that's not the clients for you, and vice versa. They might be acting this way because you're not the agent for them or you're not the credit expert for them. So that's another thing that we definitely want to tap on, is learning how to interview clients for whatever business you have and seeing if it's a good fit, and adding team members to your team by doing things like doing disc association tests and personality tests to really get to see who you vibe with the most and who you're able to work with and really help the most, because communication is key in any service that you provide. And you want to make sure that your communicating skills are up to par with what their needs are.
One thing that I do love about my wife, and one thing that we really vibe on, is we do want genuinely to help people.
Mhm.
You know, we definitely need to make money, and there's a price tag on a lot of our services because we can't do everything nonprofit. But when people come to us and they said, I want to shadow you, I want to learn from you, may I have the opportunity to become a credit expert? Can I make money doing it that way? Can I work from home? There's absolutely not one person that can tell you that I said no or that you said no to.
Yeah.
We always say yes. Can we give you 100% our time all the time? No, because we also are pretty busy, but we are going to help you get to that point if you put in the work.
Mhm.
Because you can be a smart and you can be super book smart and have a degree and everything. But if you're lazy and you don't want to put in the work and you find excuses for everything, this is not the right place for you.
I feel, and I love to take away from people that are ahead of me. I like to surround myself with people that have more money, more properties, more love, happier family. I like to learn from people because when they share with you their past and what they've gone through and what they've had to overcome, that's another thing I do on my Heels Talk. We talk about all these things. Like, people have literally gone from living out of their car to being business owners, or battling drug addiction or suicide attempts, or all these really hard things in life. And you never put one and one together. When you meet someone, you never think, wow, this person had it this way. You just assume that they had a perfect life and that's why they are where they are. But that's so far from the truth.
Being successful to me might not be the same thing as success for you, and that's totally fine. And the one thing I've learned is that you meet people now that are super successful. They have what it looks like the perfect family. There's no such a thing, but they travel. They have the nice cars, the nice house. They just have that life that everyone desires to have.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know the struggle that either one of those individuals went through before they got there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how many times they got a no, or a bad review, or maybe a bad investment, or lost it all and had to start from scratch. For the past 3 years, I want to say I've been nothing but I've been really intentional about only associating myself with people that I truly like, people that really bring the best on me, out of me, people that don't make me stress, people that really support me, support my business, and support my life. And when I say my life, I mean my wife, my kids, my dogs, my downfalls, I mean, everything that has to do with me. And life is so much better when you do that. You know, life is so much better.
So if you haven't bought your tickets to our Mother's Day brunch, it'll be here in the city of Upland. Link in my bio, May 11th. And we still have 3 booths left. I've decided my favorite number is our favorite number, before we even knew each other, since I was a little girl, since she was a little girl, is 8. And we are going to have 8 women business owned booths here, because I wanted to share the love. And then you can come and also buy your mom some gifts, and those moms in your life that you love, and your friends, and all of that. So, and we're going to have some speakers talking about mom guilt, because that's another topic I really want to tap on. You know, being a mom and being a businesswoman is extremely difficult, because you are, and even just being a mom that goes to school, being a mom that has a lot of responsibilities, you're constantly faced with mom guilt. And that's what the subject is going to be for Mother's Day brunch, is how to be successful and not have to worry about mom guilt. It's the worst thing ever when you feel like you're exceeding and excelling in your business life, but you didn't make dinner a couple times a week, or you picked up your kids late. And I remember my own breakdowns of going through that, because the society just expects so much from you as a woman, whether you're a mom or not, you know? So we'll be sharing that as well.
And the event, it's not just, what I said, it's not just for, I mean, guys out there that are listening, that are watching, you do have a mom, you do have an auntie, you do have a sister, you do have a wife or a girlfriend that are moms. This is for you to step it up, buy them their ticket, and surprise them, because it's going to be a very, very nice event. And honestly, my wife throws the best events, the best women event out there, because last time we had almost 80 ladies here. Everybody connects, everybody's on the same like vibe, you know. It's like, it's so cool because everybody's on the same frequency, and everybody like supports each other and talks good about each other, and you leave with a very like full heart, you know. You know that there is hope out there. You know, women can still get along and can still support each other and can still like push each other up, and it's just, you know, it's a very nice. I was very happy because I feel like everybody talks good to each other. There's no fights. There's no one talking shit behind your back. Everybody's like super,
No.
right? Everybody's like supporting each other and talking good about it. It's just a different vibe.
Yes.
And I think that's totally worth it. This is our first episode. We're going to touch a lot of little subjects here and there. Our next episode, I promise you, is going to be about one subject and one subject only. But we just wanted to introduce ourselves and just
tell you what this podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about a lot of things.
And we want you to be part of it. So please, you know, share your thoughts, share your ideas.
And your questions.
And we will put them to work. And thank you so much for being part of this first episode. We love you, and we hope to see you next time.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Saco mis cadenas. Basta de peleas.
That's where your blueprint came from.
Yeah, remember, we have this one that is going to, I know you're live and you're used to the live, but we do have to talk to this camera right here, because that's our podcast camera. And then this is our microphone right here, and you got to keep it close to you.
And I know that my wife's tone sounds real rude and like bossy, but that's just how she talks.
Okay.
No me está regañando. She just sounds like it. You know, no, not really. That's not really what being a business owner is. Being a business owner is actually a lot of work, and you being a leader and leading those. So that's your way of saying that I'm not talking to the mic? See, you distracted me. I don't know what I want to say.
About being a boss lady.
Another thing about me is I have ADHD, and so every time she like moves or breathes or like points something, like my like attention level is completely on something else. So I apologize for coming back to it. So as I was saying, Most of my life, I was a single mom. What? It's so funny. This is real life.
It is. Go ahead.